Boom! What's up, everybody? What's going on, folks? What the hell did Apple just do to the market? We got to talk about it. This is huge. This is huge. What happened today is a very, very big deal, but it is exactly what I've been telling you for the last several weeks was going to happen in the month of July. And all we had was Apple just pushed the first domino. That's what happened today. We got to unpack, what did Apple do? What did Apple say? What happened? Or rather, what was the report about Apple that caused the market to crash today? We were up big early in the day. Everything looked great. People were feeling warm and fuzzy. Longs were sitting there comfortable. Then Apple, a report came out from Apple that reversed the market, caused a much, much, much deeper pullback today than a lot of people were looking for, except us. We've been talking about this for the last couple of weeks, about one specific thing about the month of July that I felt could potentially move this market back down to fresh lows. And it's starting to happen right here today. You saw the first piece of that puzzle come to fruition here today, and it was unexpected. It was unexpected, but it happened. We've got to talk about it and figure out what this means for the markets going forward and how we can make money from this for the rest of this week. Folks, my name is Michael Edward. I've been trading and investing for over 15 years. I started my career working for a hedge fund in New York City. Then 2008 happened, the great financial crisis, the stock market crash, but also the same year that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. Okay, now 15 years later, I'm the head trader and co-founder of True Trading Group, the fastest growing and highest rated premium online educational platform that is available to retail traders and investors today. And since 2016, my team of 8 other professional trading mods and myself have helped thousands of members from all over the world, from all walks of life, achieve their financial goals. Make no mistake about it. You are all on this live stream right here, right now, because you want the knowledge, the information that can help you to make money in the stock market immediately. Take a moment, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, share this stream on your own social media, guys. Let's reach out, let's educate, let's empower as many retail traders and investors as we possibly can. This is a very unique time period that we are in right now. We're heading into a recession. Okay, inflation's out of control. The Fed is raising rates at the most aggressive, pace that most people that are watching this live stream have probably ever seen. There's so much going on. There's so much to unpack. And all you guys are trying to just put together and make sense of it all. That's why we are here. I commend you for coming on this live stream to educate yourself, and educate you is exactly what I plan on doing. You came on this live stream to help yourselves make money, and help you make money is exactly what I plan on doing here today. We're going to start this live stream off with a blanket open floor Q&A session. I'll spend about 20 minutes or so answering questions, whatever's on your mind, whatever you guys are thinking about. Go ahead and ask me whatever it is. Asking questions is how you learn. Don't be shy or embarrassed to ask what you may think is a stupid question. I'm telling you now, there's no such thing as a stupid question. That's how you learn. And then I'm going to give some time for people to log on when we do that Q&A, because this is a live stream that you guys can't miss. I can't stress to you how important the month of July is for the rest of the year about what the stock market's going to do and about the stock market crash that's been underway all year of 2022. I can't begin to tell you how important it is. These next 2 weeks are everything. They're everything. You're about to get an answer if the markets are going to move higher into the end of the year, or if we're going to move lower in September and October and November. You're going to get that answer literally in the next 2 months. So I'm going to do this Q&A session first. Once we're done with the Q&A, I'm going to get into the main topics of this live stream. The main topics of this live stream are going to be as follows. What was the report today about Apple that caused the markets to reverse what was a beautiful green day early in the morning, and all of a sudden, bang, crushed. Okay, all of a sudden crushed. Everything looked great. I'll pull it up. Take a look at this. Just take a look at this. Look at this. Everything looked great. It was like, wow, this is such a cool day. This is great. This is great. This is great. Bang. Everything changed. So what was it? What was it that changed? I'm going to break that down. I'm going to talk to you guys about exactly what it was that changed. And now what this means now for the markets going forward. Okay, so that's going to be the main topics of the live stream, and then what we can talk about, about how we're going to make money from this now for the next week, because this is the exact same plan that we've been talking about for the last, I'd say, 2 weeks now on this live stream. I've been telling you guys that I expect companies to revise guidance lower and to warn about slowdowns and heading into a recession. And then that's going to bring down earnings estimates, and that'll bring down share prices, right? If you've been following my live streams for the last several weeks, you know that we've been talking about that since I'd say the end of May, early June. We've been talking about that, and Apple is kind of pushing the first domino. All right. So we're going to talk about that after we do the Q&A. But like I said, first we're going to do a Q&A. What I will say, guys, what I will say is refrain from asking questions about Apple, because I'm going to talk about that later in the live stream. Okay, that my main topic today is going to be about the report today on Apple and then the overall market. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I think the markets are going to do and how I'm going to be positioning myself for this. Okay, so we're going to go over all of that. So refrain from questions about Apple specifically and the overall market, because I'm going to get to that when we're done with the Q&A. But like I said, this is really important, very important live stream, important moment for traders and investors. So I want to make sure we give some time for people to log on so everybody can be here to get this knowledge and information. Okay. So guys, let's start the Q&A. Let's not waste another moment. Begin typing your questions in chat right now, and let's go ahead and start the Q&A. Fire away, folks. Ask me questions. What happened with ILAG and VERU? Okay. Nothing happened to ILAG. I mean, this stock was something that I was watching. This is something I was watching in the morning for, to see if there was going to maybe be a trade there for us today, but we didn't take anything there. All right. We didn't take anything there. All right. So no trade there on ILAG. I don't even know why this stock is doing what it's doing. This stock just recently started trading on the 13th and then just got slaughtered. Okay. Just got absolutely slaughtered. And then today you got this little gap up, and it started trading higher than expected volume. It's not a, this is just like a quick, this is like a day trading scalp type of trade. I didn't trade it. So what happened with it today? Stock was up 35%. You had a little trade here early in the morning, and then the thing just died out. And you can see once it got underneath VWAP. VWAP was your main indicator for the stock today. It's important for you to recognize whenever you're looking at stocks and you're doing technical analysis, it's important for you to recognize which indicators are in play, because everybody always asks me, what's the best indicator? There isn't a best indicator. Sometimes different indicators will be in play for one stock on one day. Other days, that same exact indicator will be completely meaningless and useless, which is why when I trade, I don't rely on one indicator. Okay. I'd like to look at multiple indicators and tell me, when I'm getting the same signals from multiple indicators to give me a higher probability setup and a higher probability pattern. But for today with ILAG, you can see it was all about VWAP. VWAP was your key component here, or your key indicator. It was support, support, support. Once you broke underneath it, then all of a sudden it became resistance, 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 and the thing just kind of faded then into the close. Okay, so we just kind of faded there into the close. So, this is not a stock that interests me. It's not on my watch list for tomorrow. I'm not really interested in this ILAG, at all. All right. VERU, this was one that I was long from Friday, just above $16. I bought more of it today, and then towards the close, I actually exited the rest of this position. I'm no longer long VERU, guys. I'm no longer long VERU. All right, still on my watch list, but I'm no longer long VERU. So I just wanted to update everybody that, because remember, I was long VERU from Friday, from right here. If you guys caught my live stream on Friday, when the markets were open, you guys remember I was long VERU from here. And if you caught my live stream last night, I also kind of updated you guys about VERU. So I'm no longer in VERU, but it is still on my watch list. Okay, it is still on my watch list, and we're going to see if VRU maybe tomorrow to see if you get a breakout move and if you get a candle that looks something similar to this on VERU. Okay, so this is kind of what I'm going to be looking for. All right, if I get a candle that looks something similar to that. All right, because if this thing can get over 1850, I think you could see you could see a chance of experiencing a short squeeze. So I'm out of it, but it is still on my watch list for the next couple of days. And honestly, as long as this stock stays above like $16.25, $16, I'm going to keep it on my watch list and see if there's maybe another opportunity to make some money on the stock long. All right. All right, guys. So listen, everyone, all of those that are just joining us, listen up, guys. We got a lot of people that just came on the live stream. All of you that are just joining us, we're going to be talking about today on this live stream, what the hell happened to the market? The market looked great in the morning. Everything changed when a specific report came out about Apple. It affects what we are looking at. It affects earnings. It affects everything. But this is something that we have been talking about for the last several weeks. I told you that this was going to happen, and you saw the first domino really fall today. And it was all thanks to a report from Apple. So we're going to be talking about that later on in this live stream. What was the report from Apple? What does it mean for the overall markets? What is the market going to do over the next 2 weeks? And how that's going to impact literally your money for the rest of the year. These next couple of weeks, the market's going to will dictate what the market's going to do for the entire rest of the year. These next 2 weeks are the most important 2 weeks of the entire year. It is the most important earnings season of the entire year. And I'm telling you guys this now, everything that we've been saying on this live stream for the last several weeks is beginning to come to fruition. And if we are correct about this, you are 2 weeks away from an amazing, amazing long-term opportunity. Now, I've already been kind of adding in my long-term portfolio a little bit. I added a lot on June 17th. I added a little bit on like May 10th or May 11th. I added a lot more on June 17th. I still got some cash on the sidelines that if I'm correct about what just happened today, I'm going to be able to deploy that capital within the next couple of weeks in the long-term portfolio, snag up some really great companies. So you guys have to be ready for that. We're going to talk about that later on in this live stream. But right now, I'm giving time for people to log on. So welcome everyone that just joined us. But we're doing a Q&A session. So I'm taking questions. You guys can type questions. Type them right now in chat. Whatever's on your mind, fire away. Don't be shy. Don't be embarrassed. Asking questions is how you guys learn. All right, so go ahead and ask questions, guys. Type away inside chat. I'm here to help. Whatever's on your mind. I only ask that you refrain from asking me a question about Apple and the overall market because I've been kind of that's going to be the main topics of my live stream. Would love to know about chip stocks too with the recent news. Okay, so recent news about chip stocks. Chip stocks were actually pretty strong today. Okay, but you got to watch this CHIPS Act. Okay, this CHIPS Act should be should bode well for semiconductors. If you go to like the SMH is the semiconductor ETF. If you want broader exposure to the semiconductor space, you could just look at the SMH ETF, which you get exposure to, a wide variety of different semiconductors, some which will benefit more from the CHIPS Act than others. But the semiconductor space should benefit from this. The problem that you have right now is, this could be a positive catalyst for these semiconductor stocks. However, if the overall market is going to continue to trade lower, that's going to pull semiconductors and other technology stocks down with it. So, and not to mention that when these companies report earnings, I'm telling you, these next two couple weeks are going to tell the tale. I think the market's going to move another leg to the downside. Don't necessarily think the markets are completely finished yet with the volatility and with the downward movement that we've seen. But I'm not just sitting back doing nothing, waiting to try to pick the exact bottom. Like I said, June 17th, I added about 20 different stocks in my portfolio, but still have some cash on the sideline. I'm going to add to these positions if and when the markets do make another move down towards those June lows, which I think is coming here in the next 1 to 2 weeks, maybe within the next 2 weeks. I think within 1 week is maybe a little too short of a time period. So maybe within like 2 weeks. All right. So listen, I like AMD. I like NVIDIA. I like Qualcomm. You know, these are some of the companies. I own these companies, right, in my long-term portfolio. I own them. These are all companies that I love. All right. But, you know, the trend on all of these stocks remains to the downside. And I think that you have to be very careful of buying pullbacks if you're looking for an active trade. If you're actively trading, I think you still have to short rallies and short bounces because the trend is clearly to the downside. But when you look at a long-term investment perspective, when you're looking at a long-term portfolio, then now you're talking about these stocks are at, in my opinion, some pretty attractive prices. Like so let me just be very clear. At the end of last year, I sold out of a lot of my long-term portfolio. I did it, you know, pretty publicly on YouTube, and I told my TC members. Now, many of those positions were semiconductors: Qualcomm, AMD, NVIDIA, Micron. Okay. Now, since this sell-off this year, these stocks are down 30, 40, 50%. I have started adding back to those positions. Okay. So basically I added to NVIDIA basically right where it is right now. I added to AMD a little higher than where it is right now. I added to Qualcomm significantly lower than where the stock is right now. So, you know, these are all stocks that I've recently added in my long-term portfolio. I'm going to add more because I love these stocks from a long-term perspective. Okay. So it all depends on how you're looking to trade them. Because if you're asking me, hey, Mike, what do you think about the semiconductors and the chips? If you're talking about a long-term investment, I love them. If you're talking about a short-term active trade, I think you just have to continue to short rallies and short bounces until the markets find their bottom, which I think we're in that process, but I don't think we've gotten there just yet. I want to just address one. Andy Dion, I just saw a comment, says the average recession is 40 to 50% down. That is actually not true at all. The S&P has only actually gone down about 50% twice, and that was the dot-com bubble bursting, and that was 2008. There have been far more recessions than the dot-com bubble bursting and 2008. The average recession is actually somewhere around 30%. Very deep recessions are where you get the 50, 55% drawdown, which was 2008, 2009 was a very deep, bad recession. And obviously the dot-com bubble bursting was also a deep, bad recession. That is when you get the 40 to 50% down moves. But the average decline in a shallow recession is going to be about 20 to 30% is going to be your average decline for a regular shallow recession. It's the worst of the worst is where you get the 50% drawdown. Next question. Salud, Benoit, what's up? SoFi, is it time to buy a ton or should we wait? It hits $5. Merci, Mike. I don't think you're in a rush. SoFi got beaten down over the head and really no fault of its own. SoFi fell victim to the Biden administration extending the student loan moratorium. So people not having to pay back student loans and therefore not having to refinance their student loans, which is a nice business driver for SoFi. And it also brings new customers onto the SoFi platform, aside from them actually making money from refinancing student loans. So that's why literally like every time it's like, okay, it was supposed to end and then it got extended, and then it was supposed to end and then it got extended, and then they got their bank charter and then it got extended again. And then the stock just got continuously beaten down, no fault of its own. But when the government is extending, people having to pay back their student loans, it results in less business for them from student loan refinancing. And that hurts new customer acquisition and getting new customers onto the platform, because that's one way that they bring new customers in. So the company got hurt because of that. Now it's down big because of the recession fear. A lot of these fintech companies and a lot of different financials, different banks, will tend not to do as well in a recession, especially the ones that are not as highly capitalized as like a JP Morgan or a Citigroup or something like that. But even if you take a look at the bigger banks like JP Morgan, Bank of America, you take a look at those banks, like these stocks have all gotten pounded as the fear of a recession kind of sets in. So it's kind of interesting here because bank stocks typically do better when interest rates rise, but they don't do better when there's a recession. So, I don't think you're really in much of a rush for SoFi. It's like SoFi is not at the top of my list of companies that I want to add to my long-term portfolio. Full disclosure, I do own some SoFi. It's not a very large position in my portfolio, but I do own some SoFi. I'm just holding on to it. I'm not really looking to add to it just yet, but I like SoFi long-term. I just hope that, this student loan issue is not something that, hurts them too badly, because you went a year without them being able to, more than a year without them being able to bring in that revenue and bring in those new customers. So unfortunate. It's got nothing to do with the company. It's not their fault, but sometimes stuff happens. Next question, folks. Can we see a bounce back in Tesla around 750 to retest resistance? I don't think so, because Tesla's they have earnings on Wednesday. So I actually think that Tesla might give you an earnings surprise to the downside. I think you might see an earnings surprise to the downside from Tesla. And the reason why I'm thinking that is because so many people have become so accustomed to Tesla beating their earnings. But with the slowdown in consumer discretionary, when you go into a recession and consumer spending starts to change. Now, I don't know how many people are going to be running out there ready to buy a brand new car if they think that, you have a recession and inflation's out of control and people are spending $400 to $500 more a month to buy the exact same stuff that they were buying a year ago. And there was one very specific comment from the CFO just a few weeks ago where they said that their factories are a dumpster fire. I don't know what kind of CFO refers to their factories as a dumpster fire, but maybe that just kind of means that they had some issues with their overseas factories, maybe some issues in China, with China continuously going back and forth with China lockdowns. The COVID lockdowns. I don't know, man. I just feel like you can get, this earnings surprise where you can have like 100-point drop in Tesla that just catches a lot of people off guard. And you got this really big, bear flag set up here that's formed in Tesla. You can see his big move to the downside. Then you have this beautiful consolidation flag pattern. And I just feel like if they miss on earnings, you can get a situation where you have, Tesla opens up somewhere down here. And then if Tesla opens up somewhere down here, I actually do think that would be a tradable bottom for you to actually get long down there in front of 600. I think you have support down there in front of 600. But I do think that Tesla can actually trade lower on earnings. Now, listen to me. Let me make myself very clear. I am going to be very clear about when it comes to earnings. Earnings are a complete coin flip. Okay. I can come on here and I can tell you what I think about, what I think this company is going to do with earnings. But the truth is, nobody has any idea what a company is going to say when they come out with earnings. What are their earnings going to be? What is their guidance going to be going forward? What's the CFO and CEO going to say on the earnings conference call when analysts get to ask them questions? Nobody knows what they're actually going to say. So I don't like trading 50-50 coin flips. And that's what earnings is. Earnings is a 50-50 coin flip. You have no advantage of getting yourself involved in an earnings play. Say, hey, I think Tesla's going to lose on earnings. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to short the stock now. You're taking a gamble. That is not something that's based on a high probability pattern. And for me as a trader, my edge is being able to identify high probability setups. Earnings is not a high probability setup. It's more like a 50-50 coin flip. If I wanted 50-50 odds, I'd go to Vegas. Okay. I don't want 50-50 odds. I want 70-75% odds. That's what I want. So I'm going to sit here. I'm going to tell you guys that I think you could get a surprise to the downside on Tesla's earnings. But am I going to be in a position for it? I don't think so. Just because I don't like the 50-50 coin flip. If you get yourself into put options on Tesla and you're wrong, let's say they have an upside surprise and the stock goes to $820, you will lose 100% of your investment that you put into the put option. Just make sure that you know that. So if you are going to play the options, if you are going to play earnings, just be prepared. Whatever the dollar amount is that you put into that option, be prepared. If you're wrong, you will lose 100% of that money. And as long as you're okay with that and you accept that and you're going to put a dollar amount in that you're okay with, then you're going to be fine. Right? And then you can go ahead and if you want to make that YOLO trade, then go for it. Okay. But it's just probably not something I'm going to do. But I do think that you have a move down here where you're going to get it. You're going to see Tesla in the low 600s after they report earnings on Wednesday. We'll see if I'm right. If I am, I think you can actually have a trade down there to actually be long in the 600s and try to get a bounce back to 630, 635, somewhere in that region. This is the support level that you have to keep your eyes on right there. Okay. It's like 625 to 630. Okay. Like 625 to 630. I'll just draw the arrows, make it easier for people that are watching on maybe a smaller screen right there. All right. So I think you can get a move to the downside after earnings, but we'll see. We shall see, folks. All right. Next question. Hi, Mike. I am new in all of this. When you talk about long-term, will be 2, 3, 5 years plus. Yes. Clara, Luce, Hilario. Yes. So when I talk about long-term portfolio, I'm talking about you're holding on to these positions for, a couple of years, right? Like my long-term portfolio is not something that I buy and sell actively. The most active that I've really have been in my long-term portfolio, I would say would be earlier this year. So at the end of last year, when I took profit in my long-term portfolio, I sold the bulk of my portfolio and I, raised a lot of cash in anticipation of what happened this year. I've been overweight technology stocks for the last decade. And for the first time ever going into 2022 was the first time ever that I was not overweight tech. It was the first time ever in my life. And what I actually did was I went overweight on energy. Turned out to be a very good move because the energy sector obviously exploded this year as oil went to $122 a barrel. So by January of this year, I was overweight energy and I was underweight technology. You had the huge run in oil in March and all of these energy companies, all these oil companies that I had bought, they all went absolutely crazy in March. And by then I'm taking profits off in my portfolio. Okay. So that is actually the fastest move. So by here, I was overweight energy. By here, I was taking profit in energy. That's the shortest time frame that I've ever made a move in my long-term portfolio. For the most part, my long-term portfolio is something that I hold on to for many years and I build throughout for many years. And I plan on holding until I'm probably 60, 65 years old. But depending on market environments, I'll make adjustments where I'm overweight and where I'm underweight. But after this market crash is finished, I'm going to go back to being overweight technology stocks because that's where growth is. That's where the companies that I love the most, that have the biggest potentials in the future, that's where they all sit. And I'm not looking to retire in the next year. I'm looking to retire, in 25 years. So I'm all about being overweight technology, until I retire. So I went underweight tech in anticipation of a rising interest rate environment. Tech stocks do not do well. If you guys have been following my live streams for a while, you'll know we've talked about that a lot throughout this entire year about technology stocks. And I think technology stocks maybe underperform for the next year also as you go into a recession. Okay. If we're not in a recession already, we're going to go into one. I've been really vocal about that. And a lot of people still talk about a soft landing and we're going to avoid a recession. And listen, I would love if we avoid a recession. I would love it. I don't want the economy to go into a recession, but I think we're going to. And I've been pretty vocal about that all year. And in a recession, those technology stocks that do not generate positive cash flow, that do not yet earn a profit, that still, are focused on growth, those companies are not going to do very well in a recession. Now, coming out of the recession, those companies that survive will be very, very, very well off and set up for when the Fed ends up cutting rates back down, which they will. Because if you go into a recession, if the recession gets bad, which I don't think it's going to, but if the recession gets bad like it was in 08, the Fed's going to cut interest rates again. They're going to cut rates back down, not to zero, but they'll cut rates back down from like 3.5 or 4%. They'll cut them maybe back down to like 2% or 1.5. No question about it in my mind, if you do go into a deeper recession. And when that happens, you better be long all those technology growth stocks. Because when interest rates go down, that's very good for tech stocks. And especially if you're in a recession lull, investors are going to be looking for growth. And if interest rates go down, tech's going to be the place to be. Mike, what do you think about AVGO, Broadcom? I like Broadcom. The reason why I like Broadcom has really good dividend growth. Some of the best dividend growth that's out there. And the thing about Broadcom is that it's really their main business is just acquisition. This company acquires other businesses at an unbelievable pace. And that has given you some diversity here where it's a semiconductor stock, but it's also kind of becoming a software company too because of all the acquisitions that this company has done. So you get a little bit of diversity here with Broadcom. You get a solid dividend. You get great dividend growth, which means they're constantly increasing their dividend year over year. And that's a company that I want to be in. But you get the semiconductor exposure, but you also get now some software exposure as they go through all of their acquisitions. So you got a lot of support down there in the mid 400s. I like Broadcom for the long term. I think, if you have a long-term outlook, you give yourself 5 years out, whatever it is, this is a $700 stock, in my opinion. So it's like, I own Broadcom. I have owned Broadcom for many years. Okay, full disclosure, I've owned Broadcom for many years at significantly lower prices, but I did recently add a little bit of this position when it was around like 550, I want to say, around 550-ish. Stocks right now currently at 490. But again, I own this from significantly lower prices. So I do like Broadcom long-term. Hey, Mike, if I have a small account, 10 to 25K, JD, that's not a small account, brother. Leaning more towards learning and day swing trade with the money, long-term versus swing trading with small account. Thanks. Okay, so JD, it sounds like you're asking me, hey, with a 10 to 25K account, what do I suggest? Do I suggest you day trade and swing trade, or do I suggest you do long-term investing? And my answer to you is actually to why can't you do both? First of all, 10 to 25 grand is a very nice size account. We have a lot of members into trading group that start with literally $200. Literally, there are members of TTG that started with 100, 500, 700, 300, and they've grown those accounts up to over 5 figures. You have a lot of members into trading group that have done that. It's a very big misconception that people think that you need 25K in order to get yourself started in the market. You don't. A lot of our members are proof of that. But for you to start with 10 to 25 grand, that's more than enough money to set aside some capital for a long-term portfolio. I think everybody should have a long-term portfolio. I do. The stock market's the greatest wealth builder of all time. It's the great equalizer. Stock market doesn't care where you came from, how much money you have, don't have, how much time you have or don't have, what your race, religion, creed, gender, color, political affiliation. The markets don't give a damn about any of it. Any of it. You have just as much opportunity to make money in the market as the hedge fund manager that manages $20 billion and sits in their $50 million penthouse apartment on Madison Ave. You have the exact same opportunity. Well, not obviously they're playing with a lot more money, but the point is that you can invest in the exact same things that they invest in, and the percentage gains are the percentage gains. It's all relative to the amount of money that you're putting in, the amount of money that you're risking. But the percentage gain is a percentage gain. Like, the stock market is the greatest wealth builder of all time. I think everybody should be involved in the stock market, which is why I got so happy during 2020 and 2021, because so many people got involved in the market for the first time. And I was like, this is great. So many people are coming in. This is exactly what it needs, because like less than half the country owns stock, which is horrendous. You know how crazy that is? that half the country owns stock. That's terrible. That number needs to be significantly higher. So when tens of millions of people came into the market in 2020, 2021, I was like, yes, this is great. But then what happened? They came in, they had no idea what they were doing. They followed a bunch of, people on Reddit that didn't know their ass from their elbow. And they put their money in places that had no business being in without knowing how the markets function or how they work. And they lost everything. They made a bunch of money last year when everything went up, but then they lost it all this year and probably even more than what they made last year. And now they're sitting red and have probably blown up their accounts. And then retail investors go, the stock market's a scam. No, it's not. You're just doing the exact opposite of what you're supposed to be doing. You get greedy when others are fearful. You get fearful when others are greedy. I would say when you buy an NFT for $1,000 and sell it 2 weeks later for 300,000, that's greedy. And I would say you got to be pretty damn scared when something like that happens. Now take the exact opposite. 59% of people that were surveyed from a CNBC survey of retail investors, 59% said right now is not a good time to invest in stocks. 59%. That is extremely high. You want to know the last time that the number was that high? It was 56%. You want to know when that was? 2008. 2008, 56% of people that were surveyed by the CNBC Retail Investor Survey said 56% said it's not a good time to invest in stocks. Yeah, no crap, because the markets crashed 38% in 2008. Well, yeah, the markets are down 21% in 2022. And of course, retail investors, it's the worst indicator for you to look at because typically it's the exact opposite. The market goes down, retail investors think it's not a good time to be in the market. The stocks go back to all-time highs, retail investors think it's a good time to be involved in the market. It's never the opposite. It's the stupidest survey because it's always just, hey, my 401k is down 20%, so it must not be a good time to invest in the stock market. But actually, 2008 into 2009 was the greatest wealth building opportunity that any of you have probably ever lived through in your entire life. And I wish that I had the money I have today back in 2008. I was a kid. I was in my early 20s working on Wall Street. I didn't have the money that I have today to take advantage of that sell-off. Now, I still did invest during that time period, but I wish I had more. Because 2008, when 56% of people surveyed said it's a bad time to invest in stocks, are you kidding me? The stock market went up 22% in 2009. Yes, 2008 was a good time to invest once the stock market had already crashed. Yes, it was, but people get scared. And what did we just say? When other people are fearful, that's when you be greedy. Well, guess what? Now it's 59%. 59% of retail investors said right now is not a good time to invest. That's as fearful as people have been in that survey. So what is it time to do when everybody else is fearful? It's time to be greedy, which is why I started adding in my long-term portfolio. June 17th, go watch my live stream. I told you I'm adding in my long-term portfolio. But I've got a very specific game plan on what I think this market's going to do. And the domino started to fall today on that report from Apple. This is exactly what we've been talking about. JD Pierre, I'm getting off topic a little bit. Let me just finish answering your question. JD Pierre, I would say take some of that money, put it in a long-term portfolio, get yourself started. You got a lot of different stocks are at Black Friday sale prices right now. Can they go lower? Yes. Are they starting to get to attractive levels if you're looking for a long-term investment? In my opinion, that answer is undoubtedly yes. Okay, you take a look at a company like an AMD. Yes, I think AMD in the 70s is a fantastic area to be long for the long term because I think AMD, you look 5, 6, 7 years from now, AMD is a $200, $250 stock if you ask me. So yes, I do like it. But JD, getting yourself educated to trade actively, whether it's day trading or swing trading, it's stocks, it's options. Just make sure you get yourself the right education. You should make sure you get yourself the right education, man, and keep them separate. Keep the accounts separate. Don't mush your long-term portfolio and your active trading account together. Keep them completely separate. You don't want to open up your account to trade and you see all of your long-term positions and how much you're up or down on those long-term positions. Because when you're down big, when the market's down big, your long-term positions, you're all red, it's going to distract you. You're not going to be able to focus on trading actively during the day. And other days when the markets are up big, you're going to see, wow, look how much money I'm up today. And that's going to cause you to be lackadaisical with your risk and feel like, oh, I have a buffer to trade more here today and risk more than I normally would because you think you have a buffer. But really all you're doing is eating away at the profit in your long-term portfolio. It's very detrimental for traders to have their long-term portfolio and their active trading in the same account. It is very detrimental. Separate them. Okay. I trade actively in Lightspeed, but my long-term portfolio and all of my long-term investments are with JP Morgan's Wealth Management Division and also Fidelity. So I would advise that you keep them completely and totally separate. Okay. I'm right behind you. Limited funds to invest, but I'm putting as much as I can in. I'm not afraid. Yes, Elijah. Yes. Fear no evil. Yes. I love it. Tons of members started with under $1,000. Exactly. Yeah, there's my point. Guys, how many members started with under $1,000? Comment in chat if you started with less than $1,000. If you're a member of True Trading Group and you started with less than $1,000 when you first joined, just comment in chat. Maybe tell us what you guys started with. I think that would be beneficial for someone like JD Pierre and maybe some other people like Elijah, some other people that are wondering, hey, I have a small account. Can I still do this? The answer is undoubtedly, absolutely yes, guys. You don't need tens of thousands of dollars. Starshine started with $2,000. Tim Odom started with $250. My boy Firefighter Greg started with $8. That's crazy, Firefighter Greg, because you change your YouTube username to FF Greg, and it used to be Firefighter Greg, and I just knew that was you. That's great. So started with $800 just 2.5 months ago. He's already up to $4,000 today. That's a really good example, right? So there you guys have it. Broken Motivator started with $650, is now at $2,300. Luke Cal started with $4,000. This is what I mean. You guys don't need tens of thousands of dollars to get started. You really don't. It's a very, very, very big misconception. Very big misconception. And teaching members are living and living, breathing proof of that. Hold on here, guys. I hope that was helpful. Oh, that was helpful. Guys, I'll take one more question, then we're going to dive in. We got a lot of information I want to get into here tonight. We got to talk about Apple. We got to talk about the overall markets and what I think is going to happen here as we get into the rest of earnings. So I'll take maybe one more question. But how do you know what to buy and hold? Star-Lord, it's all about getting educated, man. It's all about getting educated, Star-Lord. Being able to understand, and this is something that let me get serious for a second with all of you that are watching this live stream, because I know there's a lot of people out there that they go on YouTube and they talk a bunch of nonsense. They tell you that 10 minutes a day you can make $1,000 and follow their one secret strategy and you'll become a millionaire and all this idiotic crap that you see out there. I don't give you sensationalism. I don't give you superlatives. I don't give you exaggerations. I give you full transparency, and I don't blow smoke up your ass. I tell you exactly how it is. And even if you do not want to be an active trader, okay, even if you don't want to day trade or if you don't want to swing trade. Now, when you join True Trading Group, okay, the level of education that you are going to receive is similar to the level of education that I received when I worked at a hedge fund. That's where I learned, everything it is that I implement in the markets and everything that I do, okay? This isn't something that I figured out in my mother's basement or in my college dorm room. This is something that I was trained to do by other professionals on Wall Street, my first job out of college. All right. We don't just focus on day trading and swing trading inside True Trading Group. We also do focus and provide education and lessons on long-term portfolio and long-term investing as well. Getting that right education cannot just help you become active traders to take advantage of volatility in the market and make money on a short-term basis and generate income, but it can also really help you guys make better financial decisions that can build wealth for you and your family over time. So even if you're not going to be an active trader, understanding the stock market and getting properly educated is something that I think everybody needs to do. Now, I'm not saying you have to join True Trading Group and that's the only way to do it. True Trading Group is not the only way to do it. We are one of the best out there. And in my opinion, we are damn the best out there. You ask any of my TG members, they'll tell you, any member that's been part of another group, members that are True Trading Group that have been part of other services, they'll be the first ones to tell you that there's none better. They'll be the first ones to tell you that there is none better than True Trading Group, and they've experienced other groups and services out there. And I truly do believe that also myself, not just because it's my platform, but because of the results and the numbers that I see. 78% of our members are renewing their membership. 78% since we started this company. Do you have any idea how insane that is? You think 78% are renewing their membership because they're all losing money? That's the kind of stuff where I'm talking about this long-term investing, the importance of getting educated so you understand what stocks to buy, what stocks to hold, when to get out, how to control your risk, how to allocate money in the long-term portfolio, how to add to your long-term portfolio when markets go down, understanding the macro environment. Okay, rising interest rates. What does that mean? Recession. What does that mean? Every stock doesn't go down in a recession. There's some other stocks that will actually move higher and will perform better. And those are actually a handful of stocks that I bought on June 17th, all of which are up. Every stock that I bought on June 17th is up. Every single one. We're not down on a single one of them. But you have to understand the macro environment to understand what sectors of the market are going to do better than others. January 2nd of this year, go back and watch my live stream from January 2nd. I very publicly announced that my number one sector pick for this year was energy. I told everybody January 2nd I was going overweight energy. I told everybody, I gave a list of like 5 different oil stocks that I was buying, that I was going overweight on. How is it that I knew to buy those stocks and to hold those stocks? That's the education that I've received. That's how you are able to make the better decisions on what do you buy and what do you hold. It's not that simple, Star Lord, for me to just say, oh, well, the answer is 2 + 2 = 4. That's not the answer. The answer is getting educated so that you can understand what's going on in the market, so that you can get guidance and you can follow professional traders if you wish, because there's myself plus 8 others that are in chat calling out trades and giving you market commentary and analysis. You can follow us if you'd like, but also it's more important that you understand and you get educated yourself so that you can make better decisions for your own situation and for your own family. That's why an education is so damn important. That is exactly what we provide you here at True Trading Group. How many people are on this live stream right now that are not a member? If you're not a member of True Trading Group, do me a favor and type the letters TTG. Type the letters TTG if you are not a member of True Trading Group. It might sound silly, folks, but we have about 1,200 people that are watching this live. I really want to see and get a good gauge on how many of you and see how many of you are not members of the TTG family, so that we can see it. Star Lord, I know you're not a member. You've been on these live streams a few times. Star Lord, I'm looking forward to the day of the family. We got Raylan F. How are you? Adam Lucchese. I love the last name, brother. Mike Schoonover. We got Dirty Cuban. Welcome back. The Old Sage. Amy Gill. Anana Mouse just joined this morning. Welcome, Anana Mouse. Glad to have you as part of the team. Cara Bailey. We got Ryan Chapman. Light B. Wandering Ghost. We got Show. Benz. 7 Apes. Cyber Steve. Linda C. Welcome back. Matep 10. Edwin Lopez. Sam Schneider. Vape King. Vig TH. JD Pierre is looking to renew their membership ASAP. JD, we're waiting for you. Ready when you are. A1 Contractors. This is great. A lot of people here. Ambass, Jack. Awesome. Alex Licata, how are you? Guys, excellent. Fantastic. We had a lot of new faces here that are with us on this live stream. What I'll do here real quickly, folks, I have so much information I want to talk to you about from the macro picture. We're going to talk about Apple. We're going to talk about what the report was on Apple, why that moved the markets lower, and what this means now for earnings going forward. But first, let me spend literally 5 minutes. I'm going to tell you guys, all of you that are typing TTG, we actually have some discounts and incentives for those of you that want to join the TTG family. So let me actually go through and explain to you guys how you can actually join True Trading Group and join our platform and take advantage of the sale and incentives that we have available for you. It's going to take 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere, because then I'm going to talk about the Apple report and then what we have to look for regarding earnings this week. There are specific earnings that we have to pay attention to, and I'm going to tell you what you need to listen to, because if what I think is going to happen happens, there is a tremendous amount of money to be made over the next 1 to 2 weeks. I'm going to tell you exactly how to do that in just about 5 minutes. So don't go anywhere. Okay. All of you that just typed TTG, okay, I want you guys to all understand, like I said, when you join True Trading Group, you're getting access to the professional education. It's in-depth, it's complex, yet easy to understand and implement quickly, whether you've never traded a stock a day in your life, or if you've been doing this full time and you've been doing this for 10 years and you're looking to gain an edge. This platform and our community can help you reach your goals. I get asked all the time what makes True Trading Group different from the countless other courses that are out there. And it's that we're not just courses. You're not joining a Discord and you're not joining True Trading Group just because I'm the world's most amazing trader and you're going to be blessed with my trade alerts. That's not what True Trading Group is about. It is a platform built specifically to level the playing field for retail traders and investors, to give you access to the education that Wall Street traders receive when they get hired at professional firms, and to give you access to tools and resources that professional traders learn to use that helps them make better decisions. That is how you increase your chances of success, not by putting $1,000 in a Robinhood account and going on Reddit and listening to Mambo Jam's Kitty Cat tell you diamond hands, hodl. That's not what's going to make you guys money. That is why the TC platform exists. You get access to the top premium investing tools that are out there from today's top fintech companies that would cost you about $5,000 a year. If you're serious about this, even if you don't join True Trading Group, rather, if you don't join True Trading Group and you want access to these tools, if you go directly to the companies that provide them, you're spending $5,000 a year. We've spent years building relationships with these companies to have their products on our platform so you can use them in one place, easy to navigate, so you have access to more information, so you can make better decisions to increase your chances of making money. That is why you're here. You're not here to listen to me say why I'm such a great trader, or listen to me to talk about look how much money this person made. You're here so you can make money. These are the things that you need. If these are the things professional traders are using, these are the things that you need to use. When you join True Trading Group, you're getting Benzinga Pro's real-time news feed. You get TradingView's charting software. You get Quote Media's full book level 2. You get unusual options activity, dark pool data. You get the trade ideas scanner to make sure you're focused on the best stocks during the day. You get a simulator, a social sentiment scanner, analyst ratings, short interest, insider buying. You get access to all of this information when you join True Trading Group at no additional cost. It's all included when you guys join True Trading Group. Not to mention our entire 17-course curriculum, over 300 hours of a video library, which are workshops and webinars that we do with members. And of course, all of our transparent alerts, day trading, swing trading, stocks, options, long-term investing. We even do a little futures and crypto trading as well inside True Trading Group. There's something for everybody inside of TTG. Okay. And on top of that, you guys are joining a community of traders of about 9,600 members that are led by our team of full-time trading mods that have a collective experience of about 100 years and a collective win rate of just under 80%. We're fully transparent, folks. There's a journal on our website that literally tracks every execution that our moderators take. Every entry, every stop out, every take profit is all broken down for you, execution by execution, in our trading journal, so you can see for yourself firsthand. If you were following all of our alerts, how would you actually be performing? It's all right there for you guys to see for yourself. Results matter at True Trading Group, guys. Results matter. When I say results, I'm talking about your P&L, not anybody else's, not mine, not somebody on social media, your P&L. How much money are you making? That is what matters at True Trading Group. And the bottom line is that members are making money and becoming better traders. Don't believe me? Watch. Members. I'm talking to my members of True Trading Group now. If you are a member, simple question, are you making money and becoming a better trader? If that answer is yes, type a $ in chat right now. Type a $ in chat right now if you are a member and you're making money and becoming better traders because of TTG. Every single person that typed TTG before, when I asked if you're not a member, just pay attention to how many people type a $. These are members of True Trading Group. These are your peers. They found us the same exact way all of you did, and that's one of these live streams. They have all the same excuses, all the same hurdles. Full-time job, no time, small account, lost money before, no experience. But yet here they are telling you now, today, that they're actually becoming better traders now thanks to True Trading Group. If they can do it, so can you. If they can do it, so can you. Let me tell you guys how you can join. And then we're going to get into all this information that I have to cover with you regarding Apple and the rest of the stock market crash that's been underway. And I think you're about to get the next leg. We got to go over all this. So let me tell you guys, all of you that were typing TTG, okay, we have Adam is still in Greece. I actually can't, he just hopped to a different island. So I actually don't have, we weren't able to actually change anything. So we actually have extended for one more night, the 49% discount. So every single person here that type the letters TTG, you're in luck. You can actually still, for one more night, get a 49% discount on our membership. It was normally $2,212, but tonight you can get it for $1,120, and there are 10 remaining laptops. There are 10 remaining laptops, folks. So you guys are going to be able to go to ttgoffer.com, enter the coupon code TTG121. You will get a 49% discount. It brings the price all the way down to just $1,120 for the entire year. There are no upsells for courses or tools. Everything I said to you before, it's all included for the $1,120, and you're going to get a brand new free laptop. You do not need to enter your address. You'll get a welcome email once you join that will give you instructions on how to claim that laptop. There's only 10 of them. So as long as you see a laptop in your checkout cart, you will know that you are getting one. It's going to either be an Acer, HP, Dell, or Lenovo. Those are the brands of the laptops that you guys will be getting totally for free. You can use it to trade, use it for work, give it to your kid for school, sell it on eBay. Doesn't matter. It's totally free. Our gift to you for joining the family. And we do ship anywhere in the world, and we cover the shipping cost. It's totally free. You just have to go to ttgoffer.com and enter the coupon code TTG121. You will also be getting with that, not just the free laptop, but 2 private study group sessions with one of our pro traders. So you can ask questions and speed up your learning curve. And of course, our double your money back guarantee. I did not stutter. Your internet connection is just fine. Yes, we offer a double your money back guarantee. It's very simple. You have 12 months to go through our courses, our quizzes, and attend one study group. It goes at your own pace. The courses and quizzes, they're available 24/7, 365. You go at your own pace on your own time. No rush. If you complete our courses, quizzes, and attend one study group and do not ever make the $1,120 membership fee back, then at the end of your membership, I will give you $2,240 in return. That is double your money back. That is a 100% return on your investment. That is how much I believe in our ability to help you reach your goals. I put my money where my mouth is. This is how we hold ourselves accountable to you. And this is how we protect your investment into yourself via the TTG platform. There's not a single other group or service out there that's going to be willing to do that. But everyone that joins TTG tonight by going to ttgoffer.com and entering TTG121, click apply code, 49% discount, free laptop, 2 study groups, double your money back guarantee. Now, the chances are you're not going to need it. You're not joining True Trading Group just to get your money back, right? Or to get double your money back. You're joining True Trading Group to become consistently profitable and to help you reach financial goals you never thought were possible. Chances are you're not going to need that double your money back guarantee, considering since 2016, we've only had to refund 2.5% of members. 2.5% of members since 2016. It's actually just under 2.5. So roughly 2.5% of our members since 2016. And 78% of our members are renewing their membership upon the end of their year. So they're either renewing or they're even upgrading to become lifetime members. Over 30% of our members have decided to become lifetime members of True Trading Group. 78% when you include a 78% retention rate when you include all the members that renew their annual membership upon the end of their 1 year. And it's important to note, guys, the $1,120 you pay today, you're locking yourself in at that price. So next year, I'm confident you're going to want to renew your membership, considering 78% of our members do. It doesn't matter if our membership is $2,500. You will only pay $1,120 to renew your membership next year. Okay, so that's actually a pretty big deal. So when you pay $1,120 today, that's it. You're locked in $1,120 for life. Okay, so you can go to ttgoffer.com, enter the coupon code TTG121. If you have questions about the membership or you're having a hard time signing up for whatever the reason, you can send a text message to 786-505-4047. The number's at the bottom of your screen, 786-505-4047. Okay? That number's at the bottom of your screen. Do not call that number, text it. Okay? It's a text-only phone number. But if you have questions about the membership, about anything, send a message to that phone number and we can help you guys get taken care of and help get you guys set up. All right. Again, folks, you don't have to enter your address when you join to get the laptop. You'll get a welcome email. It has instructions on how to claim that laptop. If you are a current trial member, a previous trial member, or a previous regular member like JD Pierre, okay, you also send a text message to that number and we'll make sure to give you guys that same deal. Because if you're a trial member, you're going to pay like $1,400 to become an annual member. I'll extend this to you as well. It's $11.20 here this evening. So if you're a trial member, or you used to be a trial, or you used to be, or you used to be a regular member, you send a text to that number as well, and we'll get you taken care of and get you on that same deal. So the 49% off, the free laptop, and also the double your money back guarantee. All right, guys? So there you have it. Okay, that is how all of you that are typing TTG, that is how you can all join the platform and start to actually level the playing field for yourself. Level the playing field for yourself, guys. I can't stress it enough. I really can't. I can't stress enough how important the education is. Even if you don't join your trading group, just make sure that you guys understand the background of where you're getting your education from. Because when markets go down, that's when everybody gets scared. But that's when opportunities are created. Did you know that every single time the stock market, or let's say the S&P 500 specifically, did you know every single time the S&P 500 went down more than 20% in 1 year, every single time it proved to be a long-term buying opportunity and long-term wealth building opportunity? Not 80% of the time, not 90% of the time, not 95% of the time, 100% of the time. The S&P 500 went down more than 20% in 1 year. That proved to be a tremendous buying opportunity. 100% of the time. But a lot of people can't see through that. They can't put into perspective how that works. They see short-term price action to the downside and they get very scared. Be greedy when others are fearful. Be fearful when others are greedy. Warren Buffett himself. Okay, guys? All right, let's now head on to, I want to hit the main topics of the live stream here this evening. All right, I want to go over the main topics of the live stream this evening. Okay. I texted both numbers and I'm not getting a response. Keandra Parker, I only gave you one phone number. 786-505-4047 is the phone number. So Keandra Parker, make sure that you got the right phone number. All right, so again, guys, if you have any questions about the membership, 786-505-4047. Oh, just got one. Keandra Parker says, oh, just got a text. Great. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, guys. So like I said, if you have any questions, Keandra Parker says, I just got a response. Perfect. So like I said, if you have any questions, guys, you can send a text message to 786-505-4047. Okay. All right, let's move on to the overall markets. And let's talk about what happened today with Apple. Okay, we got to go through. We got to go to Apple. Oof, IBM. Wait. So IBM came out with earnings. I got to see what the earnings actually were. Continues to expect full year 2022 constant currency revenue growth at high end. Higher Q2 results. They beat on revenue. Not a terrible. I mean, I have to look into their earnings. I haven't seen what the actual numbers and everything were, but IBM trading significantly lower after they reported earnings. But what we have to do, guys, we got to go. We got to look at Apple. Okay, this is what took the markets down today. Okay, it was Apple. Now, early in the morning, everything looked great. Okay, everything looked great. You had a nice gap up today. The markets were trading sideways. It was holding the gap up. Okay, and then Apple pushed the domino. And what was the domino? A report broke right here at 1:30. A report broke that said Apple was going to slow hiring and slow spending for certain teams and certain areas of the company for 2023. So not for 2022, but for 2023, Apple is cutting back on their hiring. They're not laying people off, but they're cutting back on their hiring and they're cutting back on their spending going into 2023. That sent Apple crashing. Okay, that sent Apple to the downside. Okay, when that happened, that took the rest of the market down with it. And what starts to happen here is this is exactly what I've been saying for the last couple of weeks. Now, I have a quick video clip, guys, from my live stream just last night. Okay, this is a video clip from my live stream just last night. I want to play this for you guys. Last night on my live stream, I went over with you my analysis for the SPY. I went over with you and I told you exactly what I thought the markets were going to do this week and why I thought the markets were going to do what they did this week. Okay, let me just make sure we have the clip ready. Okay, we're loading the clip up right now, guys. Yep, all right, guys, hold on one second. We're loading this up. Okay. All right, guys. So listen. So this is a video clip from yesterday's live stream. This is last night's live stream. Okay. So we're going to start here with the SPY. What I'm looking for here on the SPY, folks, is this level to be resistance. All right. Let's check the futures market actually real quick. Futures markets we're slightly green, up, fluctuating from 0.15, 0.2% futures. Looks like you got a little bit of resistance up there on futures around like 38.75, 38.76. Looks like a little area of resistance on futures as I'm looking. Well, what you see on my screen is the SPY. That's the ETF that tracks S&P 500. But right now I'm looking at futures, which is currently open and currently trading. The SPY will not open until tomorrow morning. But it looks like on the futures, we have resistance here at 38.75. Any type of a gap up that we get to start the week, I think is fadeable because I think that guidance from companies this week are going to be poor. I think companies are going to revise their guidance down to anticipate a recession. And then if they revise guidance down, earnings estimates have to come down, and that brings share prices down. So there you guys have it. That was last night's video clip. That was last night's live stream. Okay, where and guys, go back and watch the live stream from last night. It's right here on this YouTube channel if you missed it. But we talked about watching for gap ups today. So we talked about this last night. We were saying, watch, if you get the gap up today, you look for that level on the SPY to become an area of resistance. And the level that we drew on the SPY, right? Remember, I drew that line right here. Okay. You just saw the video clip. This was from just last night. We drew this line across on the SPY. You gapped up right into this area, okay? And then now you're getting the pullback off of that area. This is the level of resistance that we need to be focused on moving forward, all right? This used to previously be a very major level of support. You also have the gap from when you had the CPI come out there in June. And now that level is acting as resistance, okay? Clear as clear can be. Resistance, 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 when it used to be support, 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 okay? That is where you got to be looking at here now. So Marcus did exactly what we had talked about there yesterday, but it's all thanks to Apple. So what happened, right? What happened? So Apple comes out with that news. Well, it wasn't Apple, actually. It was a report about Apple. It was not Apple themselves. Let me be clear about that. Okay, that report breaks right here at 1:30. Apple starts to sell. And whenever Apple does something, don't forget, remember when Apple announced, remember how the markets reacted during COVID when Apple announced they were closing stores? Apple leads the way. It's the biggest company in the entire market. It leads the way. When Apple makes a significant move, the rest of the market will move with it. Okay, as Apple goes, so does the rest of the market. Okay, if Apple moves, so does the rest of the market, guys. And once that news hit, the SPY just rolled it right over and you just sold this thing off, as now people are getting worried about earnings now from all the companies that are be coming out. What are the guidance going to be? The guidance that we have to be looking for is, are companies lowering their guidance for the rest of the year? That's what you have to listen to as companies come out with earnings. All you had was IBM today. Okay, but you're going to start to get a lot more. Keandra, welcome to the family. Keandra Parker, welcome to the family. Keandra, I'm glad we were able to get you situated. Keandra, welcome to the family. There are now just 9 of those laptops left, guys. Remember, just got to go to ttgoffer.com, enter the code TTG121 coupon code. That is how you're going to be able to get a 49% discount. Okay, that's how you get a 49% discount. You get a free laptop if you're one of the next 9 people. As long as you see a laptop in your checkout cart, that's how you know you're good to go. If you see one, you're good. If you don't, we've sold out. You just got to go to ttgoffer.com. If you have any questions about the membership, you send a text message to 786-505-4047. The number's at the bottom of your screen. Okay, welcome, Keandra Parker. Glad to have you part of the team, part of the family. The TTG fam just got another bigger. Okay, now moving on about what I'm talking about the overall market. So what I'm looking for now is more further downside in the SPY. Okay, let me show you guys what I'm looking for here. Okay, let me show you what I'm looking for here. You have a massive, massive support level down here in the low 300s. Okay, these low 300s on the SPY are huge. If this level breaks, okay, that is when you know the market's in trouble. Okay, if this level breaks. Now, what you see happening here, the market is trying to go through a bottoming process. Okay. Now, bottoming processes will occur when a market tries to hold higher lows. Okay. The last time we tried the bottoming process was back in the end of May and early June. Okay. And I'll just draw this out for you so you guys can see this. It's important you understand bottoming process and higher lows, because what you'll see here now is what used to be a level of support, right? So what used to be a level of support then became resistance. The markets put in a bottom here, which is at the support level that we talked about, just a minute ago when I had the line drawn about why this is resistance. I'll draw the line back just to make it easier for you guys, just so you can see it more clearly, right? This level, we talked about that before. And then you start to see how the market tried for several days to hold a higher low. You see that? And then once the higher low broke, that's it. The market's flushed out because they realized that this is not a higher low. And if that's not a higher low, then that means this is not the low. And the markets will then make new lows and will continue to the downside. That's exactly what happened in June when you got your CPI numbers for May. Okay. Now what you see happening here again is the markets are trying once again to hold a higher low. So you have your low of the year, which is June 17th right here. And then now you had to move higher, and now it's your C, support, 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 support. We're trying to hold a higher low. Now, if this level breaks, I would fully expect another flush to the downside like you saw happen in June. So if you break this level, I would expect more price action similar to that, because then that's going to be, again, a higher low attempt failing. Just like back here, this higher low attempt failed, flushed it out. A lot of people got long there thinking that the bottom was in. They were wrong. Now a lot of people are getting long here again thinking the bottom is in. I believe they are wrong. I am looking for these companies over the next 2 weeks to come out with their earnings, revise guidance lower, say some things that are similar to what Apple said, slowing hiring, laying off a percentage of their workforce, earnings estimates get revised lower as companies start to plan for a recession. If you're not in one already, you're getting one in the next 6 months, okay? So that's where I'm going to be looking for companies to kind of say, hey, yeah, recession, we're lowering our guidance, because right now, I don't really think the market has fully priced in the reality of a recession. I think everyone's talking about it, but I don't think it's priced in yet into the market. Typically, an average recession is going to give you a 25 to 30% drop in the S&P. An average regular recession. Really bad deep recessions is where you get the 40 to 50%. Like 08, 09, you got a 55% drop on the S&P. Same thing in the dot-com bubble bursting in the early 2000s. Really bad recession, about a 55% decline in the S&P. But regular recessions, like shallow recessions, mild recessions, 25, 30%, that's really all you get. That's where I think the markets are going to head this year. I think the markets bottom out down about 25 to 30% on the year. And then I think the markets bounce into the end of the year. And then full-blown recession, kind of that fear kind of comes in next year. Markets begin to pull back at the beginning of next year. Then inflation comes down a little bit, where the Fed's actually able to step off the gas on interest rate hikes. And then the markets will recover out of the recession probably by the end of 2023, or maybe the middle of 2023. It all depends on when the recession actually begins. Okay, it depends on when it actually begins. But the average bear market, the average recession and bear market is only about 9.6 months. Average. Really bad ones can last 2 years, maybe a little bit longer, but the average is around 9.5 months, almost 10 months. So, and don't forget that markets bottom during a recession. They do not bottom after the recession. Okay, don't be those people. Don't be one of those people that's waiting for the recession to end in order for you guys to start getting involved. Because by the time the recession's over, the stock market has already moved significantly higher. And I'll show you. I'll use 2008, 2009 as an example, because I love using this example because it puts things so into perspective for all the people that are out there that say, it puts into perspective, for people to say, oh no, the market's going down 80%, the world is going to end, run for cover, put cash under your mattress. I love when people give me that, because I just show them literally what happened in 2008, 2009. I'm just going to show you what happened, because this is literally what has happened every single other major or every single recession that the U.S. economy has ever had in history. And whatever happens with this recession, I think we're going to have a recession. I've been very clear about that. But I don't think it's going to be a very bad one. I don't think, whether I'm right or wrong about that, it's not going to be anything like 2008, 2009. 2008 was freaking bad. You were 48 hours away from going to the ATM machine and the bank being like, I'm sorry, we don't have your cash. Literally, real life, true story, facts from 2008. Guys, remember that I was working at the hedge fund during this time. 2008 was when I received the Trader of the Year award. It was during this chaos right here that you're seeing on my chart. So what you'll see happen is, going into the recession, okay, the stock market crashed. When the stock market bottomed, we were already in the recession. We were already in the recession. What happened in 2009? Okay, the market in 2007 was basically flat, right? So here's 2007. Okay, the market was basically flat. Okay, right there is where the market opened. Right there is where the market closed the year. The market was basically flat in 2007. Then in 2008, the S&P 500 went down 38% in 2008. We went down 38%. Then when we started 2009, we went down another about 20% in 2009. And then everything changed. The markets bottomed when we were in the recession. And many people do not know this, but in 2009, the market ripped, totally ripped. The S&P went up more than 20% in 2009. Now, let's not forget what happened in the 2008 survey. In the 2008 survey from CNBC, 56% of retail participants right there at that moment said it's not a good time to invest in stocks. But they turned out to be dead wrong, because look what the markets did 1 year later. Not even 1 year later, we had taken back almost all of the 2008 crash. Look at what we recovered in 2009. Look at that. You recovered most of the crash from 2008 1 year later while you were still in the recession. So I love using this example when I put this into perspective for people, because it's important and it's relevant. And then, but look, by 2010, right? Look where we were in 2010. We took back literally the entire move lower. It's like 2008 never happened. It never happened. This is what I'm talking about you need to be greedy when everybody else is fearful. Don't forget, 56% of retail investors said this was not a good time to invest in stocks. They were wrong. Now 59% say it's not a good time to invest in stocks. I think there's a little bit more downside, but folks, I'm putting my own money where my mouth is, and I am stepping in. I think there's a little bit more downside, but I think right around there is your low. Right around there is your low. That's what I think. That's what I think. We'll see. We will see. Don't forget, stock market's not stupid. The stock market prices into the future. The stock market doesn't show you what's happening today. The stock market shows you what's happening over the next 6 to 12 months. Yeah, for sure. USA Forever says the Fed is the big kahuna and they have a history of causing recessions with their interest rate increases. Absolutely. That's the only reason why we're going into a recession right now, is because the Fed's raising rates. The Fed is forcing us into a recession. They have to, in order to bring down inflation. If it wasn't for the Fed, we wouldn't even be talking about a recession. And if the Fed started doing this a year ago, when they should have, and we stopped pumping stimulus into the economy, both from a fiscal standpoint and also from a monetary standpoint, meaning if you stopped pumping stimulus in from the Fed, from the government earlier, not to say that this all could have been avoided, because it would not have been avoided completely, but I don't think the inflation would be as bad as it is. I think we were giving away free money from all angles for way too long. And yeah, I think the Fed made a lot of mistakes. The Fed made a lot of mistakes. They're partly to blame for a lot of the stuff that's happening here now. But don't forget, the Fed saved the day in 2020. The market was going way lower in 2020 until the Fed stepped out and said, we're going to buy individual corporate bonds. Basically saying we're going to buy debt in any company. And that changed everything. That bottomed the market. That stabilized the credit market, and it bottomed the equity markets. And then the market rallied in 2020. And then obviously you guys know the story of 2021. The Fed saved the day in 2020, but they played hero for far too long. They didn't want to become the villain until this year. They should have become the villain last year. When Bitcoin was at 66,000, when Bored Ape NFTs were going for $500,000, when Shiba and Doge and was going to the moon, and you had tech companies that were trading at 400 times sales and all this crazy stuff like that, right? Like that's when, the Fed should have played villain, and they played hero for too long. And now here we are. Okay. So now the Fed has to raise interest rates. So AL is like, so if the Fed doesn't raise interest rates, then there's no recession. They have to raise interest rates. They don't have a choice anymore because of inflation. Inflation is too high. They have to. They have to raise interest rates. There's no way around it. They have to do it. They can't stop. They've got to go right after it. And that's going to push us into a recession. But again, I don't think it's going to be a very bad recession. I think it'll be a mild one. But recessions are filled with opportunity, folks. I just showed you what happened in 08, 09. So I'm looking for, again, let's be very specific now. This week, I'm looking for more companies like Apple to say that they are either going to slow hiring, lay people off, slow spending, or lower their guidance, or all of the above, or all of the above. That's what I'm looking for. And I think you're going to get it. And I've been talking about it for weeks. And I think that's what breaks the market. And then I think in August, you're going to get your July CPI number. And I'm thinking that that number might come in under June's number, which will make the markets feel a lot better that inflation has peaked. And the Fed comes out and gives you 75 basis points on July 27th for your July Fed meeting. And then there's no rate hike in August because there's no Fed meeting in August. So then that's when I think the markets can really stabilize. They can start to actually breathe and move a little bit higher. But I want this bad earnings next 2 weeks to flush this market out one more time to give us that entry. And then the markets can actually breathe into the end of the year. As inflation comes down slightly, it looks like we've peaked. And the Fed maybe not as aggressive as everybody initially thought that they were going to have to be if inflation does and has peaked. So, guys, we got to welcome Shannon. Shannon, welcome to the TTG family. Everybody welcome Shannon. That means there's now just 8 of those laptops left, guys. 8, that's it. Go to ttgoffer.com, TTG121 coupon code. There are just 8 laptops left. Guys, welcome Shannon. Welcome, Shannon. Guys, remember, ttgoffer.com, TTG121 coupon code. You'll know you're getting one of the free laptops as long as you see one in your checkout card. That's how you know that you're getting one of the 8. Okay? That's how you know you're getting one of the 8. If you have questions about the membership, 786-505-4047, 786-505-4047. Okay. If you guys have any questions about the membership whatsoever, welcome Shannon. All right. So there you have it, folks. I'm still bearish. What I would be looking for is a gap fill underneath today's low. Today's low and Friday's low are exactly the same. So let me just go back in. Let me show you guys this real quick. Boop. All right, so I'm going to show you this real quick. I'll make this line nice and big for you. This is like 380 and 60 cents. And you will see that today's low of the day is dead even with Friday's low of the day. Okay, so you got a little bit of a double bottom there, Friday's low and Monday's low. Okay, there's your lows right there, right? What I'm looking for is if we break underneath this level, you fill this gap and it takes you right to 378. 378, 378.50. That could be a nice little tradable move right down into that level. Okay. And then once you get underneath that, then all of a sudden you're talking about getting back to that 373 area, which is going to be a massive, this whole area right here is going to be a massive level of support. Massive level of support once you get down here. But I do think we're going to get down there. Okay. So that's what I'm thinking. looking for areas. If there's a bounce tomorrow, looking for areas to get short is going to be right around 383.50 to 384 is a level that I'm going to be looking at. Was a little bit of level of intraday support for the markets on Friday. When we cracked that level today, okay, and then had a little bit of a bounce back after 3 o'clock, and then you see how it became resistance right here. Okay, see that? And then you got the rollover. So this is why we're going to, we got to welcome Grant. Grant, welcome. Welcome, Grant, to the TTG fam. I look forward to trading with you, Grant. Welcome to the family. Guys, don't forget, whoever joins here this evening, you get double your money back on our guarantee. Double your money back guarantee. I'll say it very quickly. You have 12 months. Go through our courses, quizzes, attend the study group. If you do those 3 things and fail to make the $1,120 back at any point during your membership, I will give you double your membership fee back. That's $2,240, folks. I put my money where my mouth is. That's all the incentive that I need. When you join True Trading Group, we are in business together. Do you understand that? I'm not saying, hey, I'm the world's greatest trader. You should be blessed and lucky to get my trade alerts, so now join True Trading Group. That's not what I'm saying. I am saying that I believe that this platform that we have created and the community that we have built can drastically help improve and increase your chances of success and reaching your goals. And I believe so strongly in that I'm willing to bet on it with you. You put up $1,120 for a membership. I'll put up $1,120 as part of your money back guarantee. If you make the $1,120 back, I'm going to take your $1,120. If you don't, I'm going to give you your $1,120 back and you're going to take mine. And I think that's a fair deal. You guys are here, very simple, right? To get the education and the information needed to help you reach financial goals that you never thought were possible before. And if you're going to invest your hard-earned money into the teaching platform and you're going to rely on us to teach you that and provide you that opportunity, then we need to hold ourselves accountable. And I base that accountability on your actual P&L. And that's why anyone that joins here tonight gets double your money back. You also get the free laptop, but there's only 7 left now after Grant just snagged one. You got to go to ttgoffer.com, enter the code TTG121. You'll get the 49% discount, the 2 study groups, the double your money back, and the free laptop. As long as you see the laptop in your checkout cart, you are good to go. You know you're getting one. If you have questions, send a text to 786-505-4047. All right. So that's what we're looking at, guys, in the SPY. Watch for 383.50, 384 tomorrow. If there's any type of a move higher off the open, watch for that area to be resistance. Get short, get puts, roll them, take profits off at 381, 380.50, crack it, fill this gap back down to 378, 378.50, take profits off, rip it. Where's the safest place for profit, folks? It's in your pocket. All right. That's going to be the game plan going into tomorrow. You got a lot more earnings coming out tomorrow. Okay, you got Tesla earnings on Wednesday. It's going to be a very, very busy week. Get your butts in chat. Use the mobile app. Even if you can't be in front of chat, use the mobile app. Okay, use the mobile app. All right, it'll let you, even if you work a full-time job, you can still be connected to chat, get real-time push notifications whenever a mod enters or exits a trade. And then you can also listen to the audio analysis. As long as you can listen to music at work, you can listen to our audio analysis because the mods and I are talking to you on the microphone all day, every day. All right. Now, folks, listen up. That concludes the educational part of my live stream. I hope this was helpful. Okay. I hope this was helpful. If you have no interest in a TTG membership whatsoever, you may now exit the live stream. Make sure you smash the like button for me first, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Don't ever miss out on these lives. Okay? If you are interested in a membership to True Trading Group, I will show you the platform. Okay? I will show you the platform that is True Trading Group. Show you all the tools, all the resources, all the courses, so you can see for yourself what you're getting and the value that you're getting and what 1120 actually gets you when you join TTG. First, I have to give you guys the code word for today. If you're not a member, do not worry about this code word. This is not for you if you're not a member. We do a bunch of fun giveaways with our members, and this code word is part of one of those giveaways. So members of TTG, the code word for tonight is Apple. Apple is the code word for tonight. Apple. Apple is the code word for tonight, folks. The code word for tonight is Apple. Again, if you're not a member, do not worry about this. If you are a member, the code word is Apple. All right. Okay, folks. So like I said, if you're not interested in a membership, you guys can sign off. If you are, okay, then listen up. I will show you the actual platform. Okay. Of course, you're going to get access to our chat room. Our chat room is where the mods and I are live during the day. We share our screen. We're on the mic talking to you. We're calling out trades in real time. You can use the mobile app, even if you can't be in front of your computer screen. All right, you guys can be able to take advantage and follow along with what it is that we're doing here in chat. You can also filter our chat room so that you can see messages from members that share the similar interests as you do. You get 2 small private study group sessions. This is your chance to ask questions so that you can speed up your learning curve by talking to one of our pro traders and getting some individual attention. You also get the Benzinga Pro newsfeed, which is a live breaking up to the second news service that if you went to Benzinga on your own, it's going to cost you about over $1,000 a year. Don't do that. We've spent years building relationships with these companies so we can offer their products on our platform for just the $11.20. You don't have to pay anything extra to get access to this. Saeed, welcome to the TTG platform, brother. Saeed, welcome. Six spots left. Everybody welcome Saeed. 6 spots left, guys. 6. That's it. 6 laptops. As long as you see a laptop, you know you're getting one. You just have to go to ttgoffer.com and enter the coupon code TTG121. And that is how you guys will be able to get the 49% discount, the free laptop, the double your money back guarantee. Don't forget about that. That's important. I want you to feel protected. I want you to feel like we are being held accountable to you. And that is how we do that, guys. All right. Remember, ttgoffer.com. All right. Now, in addition to the Benzinga newsfeed, you get TradingView's premium charting software. One of the most commonly used charting softwares by active traders. It is yours free when you join our membership. This will cost you a few $100 a year if you go to TradingView directly. Don't do that. It's free, guys. Literally, go to TradingView, go to their site, try to sign up for their premium charting software, see how much it costs. It's free with your membership to True Trading Group. Frank Kensey, listen to me carefully. Frank Kensey, brother, he says, I'm a trial member. I'm on my cell phone. Can you send me a link? Frank Kensey, all you have to do is send a text message. Frank, send a text message to 786-505-4047. That's it. Again, I'll say it one more time for you, Frank. 786-505-4047. Okay, and maybe we can post a link. Oh no, Frank's a trial member, so Frank has to send a text message. Frank, you're a trial member, brother, so you have to send a text message. All right, if you want the 1120 price point, and we'll give it to you. You're a trial member. I know you are. All right, so if you want to get access to it as a trial member, and then so this goes for any other trial member, current, past member. If you guys want this deal, we'll extend it to you as well, but you have to send a text message to that phone number first. So Frank Kensey, send a message to 786-505-4047, and we will get you taken care of, and we'll get you hooked up with that 49% discount. Moving on, what else you get included, folks? The Trade Ideas scanner. Go to Trade Ideas. Go see how much their scanner costs. It's free with your membership to True Trading Group. You guys can save yourself literally thousands of dollars. Okay? You guys can literally save yourself thousands of dollars. This is the value of your membership. to TTG. You get a simulator that lets you trade stocks and options with fake money, but with real-time data so you can practice implementing what you were learning in the courses. This simulator would cost you just under $1,000 a year. It's from a company called ETNA. Go to their website, see how much it costs. It's free with your membership when you join True Trading Group. This is the value. This is what your money gets you when you join True Trading Group. You're not just getting trade alerts. You are getting all of these tools. You also get access to our proprietary scanner, which is similar to FinViz Elite, but lets you create custom scans and even lets you scan for crypto. You get dark pool data, unusual options activity, short interest, stuff that professionals used to only have access to. Now you do. This is how you can make better decisions. A trading journal will track your trades and give you statistics. You can see what you're doing wrong so you know what to fix. And a social sentiment scanner will show you what ticker symbols are being mentioned the most on StockTwits, Reddit, and Twitter. And you guys can stay ahead of the crowd. You also get analyst ratings on any stock you're interested in, so you can see how many analysts have a buy, sell, and hold on that particular stock. A watch list every day the mods publish to see what stocks we're looking at, and also a game plan on how we plan on trading them, so you guys can follow along with what it is that we're doing during the day. You know exactly where to focus your attention and exactly how we plan on trading those stocks. And then you get all of our courses. Don't forget, our courses are a simplified yet expanded upon version of what I learned that I worked at the fund in New York. There are no upsells for more courses once you join. Every course is included. There's beginner and foundation courses, advanced courses, options, swing trading, trader psychology, crypto, you name it. We've got it in text and video. And in addition to the courses, there's a video library that's got 300 hours of workshops and webinars that covers a variety of topics like how to trade while working a full-time job, how to grow a small account, how to resist FOMO, just to name a few. And when you become a full-time member, you can attend all these live. All of this you get for $11.20. It's all included. You just have to go to ttgoffer.com right now and use the code TTG121. Get your free laptop. There's 6 of them left. Get your 2 study groups. Get your double your money back. Get your laptop. Then get learning. Get trading. Let's go. Get your butts in chat. Okay? Get your butts in chat. All right? This is going to be a huge next 2 weeks, guys. Okay? This is going to be a huge 2 weeks. Earnings. Huge 2 week with earnings. Okay? So again, I'm looking for more companies to come out and say something similar to what you heard from Apple. You know, Apple didn't lower their guidance, but they said they're going to slow down spending and they're going to slow down hiring. I want to see if more companies, when they announce earnings, which Apple's earnings are not until the 28th, I believe. But between now and then, I'm looking for other companies to come out and either lower their guidance, hit on some, maybe doing some layoffs, talk about reducing their spend. Okay, talk about reducing their spend, right? These are the things that I'm going to be looking for with earnings. And if you get a lot more companies start to do that, I think the markets work themselves back to the downside. And again, I'm looking for tomorrow. Look for that 384 area to be resistance on any type of a bounce back, and then take profits off 385.50, 380.50, and then 378.50. And then you can hold on and look for more downside depending on your expiration on your option will determine how long I think you can hold on to that contract for. But we'll talk more about that. I'll be live trading with my team tomorrow. Listen on the mobile app, guys, so that you guys can follow along. Even if you're not in front of your computer, you want to make sure you're still able to follow along with what it is that we are doing during the trading session. Okay? Folks, it's time the ball's in your court. It's time you invested in something real, a platform that can actually help you reach your goals, a platform that increases your chances of success. 78% of our members are renewing their membership or upgrading to a lifetime membership. Our competitors is somewhere in the 30 or 35% range. Ours is 78. There's a reason why we have such a high retention rate, and there's a reason why we've only had to refund 2.5% of our members since 2016. And I'm sitting here again telling you all, as long as you go through our courses, quizzes, and attend a study group, if you don't make the $11.20 back at least once, I'm going to give you $2,240 in return. All right? All right, guys? Last but not least, if you are still unsure about this membership, we do have a 7-day trial. You are more than welcome to trade with us for a full 7 days. Weekends do not count against your 7 days. It is 7 full trading days with us. It is just $3. It is a one-time payment of $3. There is no automatic renewal. There is no automatic upgrade. If you do not wish to become an annual member, do nothing. After your 7 days, your trial just expires and you are never charged anything ever again. We charge the $3 to make sure you are a real person and we are not going to get spammed. Okay. Go to ttgthree.com. That is ttg3.com. Again, ttgthree.com. You guys can go there right now. It's just $3, one-time payment. That's it. You get 7 full days with us. You also get 3 sample courses that can help start you guys off on the right foot. All right, guys. So there you have it. Thanks for joining me here tonight, folks. All right. Thanks for joining me. I hope you guys learned something from this. I hope you guys are excited about earnings season. I hope you're excited about the long-term opportunity that this market crash is about to present to you. I know I'm ready. My TC fam are ready. We've got our shopping list of stocks that we're going to get ready to buy. I hope you guys are doing the same. I hope you guys are educated enough to make the right decisions. If not, make sure you take advantage of this 49% discount, because be greedy when others are fearful. Be fearful when others are greedy. I'll see you guys all in chat tomorrow. Thanks for joining, folks. Subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button. Turn on your notifications. Don't ever miss these lives. I'll see you guys all in chat tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody.